Hey guys, welcome back to Pro Row 784. Out here with Brandon today. We are working on the Can-Am Renegade to get it prepping for the Ohio race, the John Penton race, which is a very cool race. So we're getting ready to getting the Renegade ready. Putting it all back together. He's going to go test ride it, and then we're going to bring it back in here. We're going to pull it all apart, clean it again, and then prep it for the race. This is the quad that Brandon crashed at the Mountaineer, and we've had to replace a bunch of items in the left front of this quad here. So been working on it, been waiting on parts, been getting some stuff powder coated, and thanks to our wonderful sponsors that Brandon has, Checo Racing, Ed at Texera, J Parts, you know, people like that allows us to get these parts in and get them freshened up on the bike where Brandon had bent a bunch of stuff. But we got a pile of parts over there that he had pulled off of this quad that bent whenever he crashed there at the end. The what? Does look nice. We got to put the Checo stickers on there.
Yeah.
But just got it back from powder coating. What color is that? Have any idea?
Illusion cherry.
Illusion cherry.
Anyway, you had to get pretty sparkle when it's in the sunlight. Very pretty sparkle.
So we had to get a new front bumper. This is the old number plate, right, Brandon?
Yes.
You just bent it back out, and then so we got a new top A-arm, axle. Bunch of this stuff over here, so I can walk them over here and I'll show you some of the stuff that we ball joints, all that kind of stuff. Got a fan working right there, so I'm not sure you'll be able to hear me, but this is some of the parts that Brandon broke and bent in that crash. This thing is chrome moly, and you can see how that thing's got a bent in it. This is the steering stem, the J part steering stem. That was only 2 races old, but you can see it's bent right there. The axle, he broke this little piece here off there, which is very typical. This is where that snap ring goes. This is the left front axle, so it broke that. The Heim joints on the lower A-arm, bent those, knocked that eye out of there. It pulled the knuckle out of the sway bar there. Of course, broke a tie rod in. Of course, you know, the tree wasn't no match for that. And horn quit working. I'm not sure what the heck happened. We replaced ball joints just because, tie rod is just because all this stuff will go in the garbage. We're not saving and keeping none of that. Went ahead and replaced the knuckle just because you know, I can't see it physically if it's been fractured or whatever, and we just did not want to take a chance with it. This is the upper A-arm, and you can see where it was gusset. This is very interesting right here. There's a crack in that gusset. We put this gusset in here, this one, and there's one right here just to support these bends here, but you can see that joker's cracked right there. So whenever he got hit on the, whenever he hit with the left front, it actually bent that back. Now they've been some I've actually talked with Brandon quite a bit. I'm not so sure that the gusseting of the A-arms is necessary. I realize that these guys are going so fast, and if they bump something, we don't want to just knock the steering out of it. But then again, whenever you do hit something, we've got them so stiffened up and framed up that it tears up a bunch of stuff, and it absolutely ends your race. So I don't know whether it's a situation where we go and let it bend. Now that I don't think it could have, the other day, that crash, that would have ended our day. It didn't matter. But there's times that I feel like that we've got them too stiff, and when we barely bump something, it breaks stuff instead of bends stuff. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. You got CJ and them, they're working on a Toyota Prius. Put a new gas tank in it, new motor in it, that kind of stuff. This is one of the cars that he had out back that been robbing or you know, been collecting parts to put on it. So CJ's really good at those little battery Priuses or whatever. But this mount back here is broke too, Brandon. This is a rear camera where I had the rear camera. I got some video, huh? Yeah, I know. Did you get the motor out of the junkyard?
I don't know.
We got
a mosquito repellent.
We got a steam engine. All right, Brandon, I hadn't caught up with you in some time, especially after the race. We didn't do a race report, and I'm not sure I want to do one right now, but you are getting ready to go test ride this thing.
Yep.
We've got to do an alignment and do some other stuff on it, but you've been really busy since the Mountaineer. The Mountaineer had a good run going.
I did. Yeah, I had a really good run going. I was making up a bunch of time. I felt good, and just had an unfortunate mistake on my part. Nobody else's fault besides mine. I just made a mistake. So, but besides that, good Lord. But besides that, we had a good race. We took the good with the bad. But yeah, then after that, we went to Fast Tracks. Went up there, hung out with the Harpers for a week, and then Chloe ended up coming and hanging out with me for a week. So had a great, honestly, great 2 weeks off, to be honest with you. Really didn't ride all that much besides at the locals that we did up north, and really it's about it. We rode last weekend, just one quick little ride, but I just want to ride this thing just because I just replaced a lot of things on it.
And you destroyed a YFZ engine. You want to tell them about that?
I destroyed a YFZ engine at Fast Tracks, unfortunately. What
ended up happening?
The stator, or not the stator, the flywheel bolts came off, and destroyed all kinds of shit.
They stripped. And they were the hardened.
And they were the hardened, upgraded bolts, and it is common issue for the stock ones to go bad, but for the hardened ones, I haven't seen that many. So it is unfortunate for that part, because it was exciting to be riding on a YFZ again. It was fun to bring it back out, but we are planning to get it back running and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
alignment, I got to put it on the bud system.
Got to put it on the bud system because got to set the steering and all that stuff, because he hit really hard. So Brandon, you never say what really happened in the accident. It appeared on the video that you hit a rock with the right front.
Yeah, what looked like, or what it felt like it happened. It's really hard to tell in the video. You couldn't really see nothing. But obviously we're going 100 mile an hour through the woods. It felt like through the dust, and I felt good all day. I mean, that tree was there all day, and so it was just unfortunate. I think something was in the track, or I hit something, and it caused the bike just to bump out of the rut, and there was no saving it. It was just head straight for the tree. Just unfortunate, because I felt like we were there. We had the opportunity with a terrible start. Probably one of the worst starts I've probably ever had.
It was the worst start. You was dead last.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening there?
Ever in my racing career. Ended up, I mean, it was like they were at the first corner before I even took off the line. It was that bad.
What ended up happening?
Seen the videos, but
yeah. You started up.
I was
too early.
Man, I was really wanting the whole shot. I was really wanting the whole shot, and I just got antsy and hit the button, and the bike started. And before the flag flew, so I had to turn the bike off, and then everybody took off, and then I restarted. Man, it sucked. And that was not a race where I wanted to be dead last. But then my unfortunate mistake on the first lap with my crash, I got all the way up to third, probably going to make the pass into second, and I just had a rough get off. The bike caught me off guard, and I made a lot of little mistakes at the race. I felt fast, but I just made two big mistakes that caused me to end up where I ended up. Well, actually three if you count the start. So but if we would have kept going without that crash the first lap, we would have been second going in after the terrible start, which would have been awesome, because that's exactly where I wanted to be, or I wanted to be in the lead. But the second would have been really good too. But so it put us way behind at the beginning of lap one, unfortunately, just with the dust. And then yeah, we kept making tracks. We felt good all day. I mean, everything was working. The bike felt amazing. It was just aggravating. I was very disappointed getting off the track, because I knew at least I was there. I had the opportunity. Don't know if the pass was going to happen or not, but I was there. I was knocking on the door after being damn near 2 minutes back. So it's just unfortunate part of it, but we're ready to go for Penton.
Actually, that's been the way our season's been. So we've basically been just a little bit off the entire season. A lot of it our fault, and we've created our own problems. But anyway, we learn, and we've learned a lot. We've had fun this year. Brandon, you can tell them that we've had a good time.
Oh yeah.
So we've definitely learned a lot.
Obviously, with
it just sucks.
that puts us out of contention for a championship.
Yeah, for sure.
But we had a lot of issues, so
yeah.
I mean, it's all part of it.
Yeah. All right, so right now Brandon's getting ready to put it on the bud system. As I told you that we've got all new J parts stem in there, all new ball joints, tie rod ends from J parts, ball joints, that kind of stuff, everything. So what's happening is now is he's going to put it on the bud system. It plugs into this little plug right here. He's going to put it on the bud system, run it through there, reset the, I guess it's called the torque setting or something.
The steering's off-centered.
Yeah, so it's off-center.
So it's off-centered by just driving it back from when I broke it. It was pulling to the left, obviously, because of me hitting the tree on the left side.
Right, right. So whenever you hit something with these things, left or right, what it does, it's a jar and it knocks the power steering unit out of center, and then the ECU doesn't realize that it tries to center it. Yes, it tries to center it. So anyway, what you got to do is you got to put it on the bud system and find out.
In the air.
It's probably not going to do it because it's on the carpet also. So typically what happens is whenever you turn it on, and of course it's electric. Sorry about that. It's electric. It's electric power steering. So what happens is usually when you flip it on, it turns by itself. So.
Is the fuel sensor still plugged in? For some reason, our fuel sensor goes.
All right, Brandon's getting ready to go test drive it. We just aligned the steering, did all that, ran it through the yard, make sure that everything felt good, and he's getting ready to go just run maybe a couple laps just to see if everything feels good in the front. I'm walking out through here now. Brandon is out there riding the ATV. Let me tell you guys something. This kid's worked his butt off on this darn thing. He crashed it really bad at the Mountaineer, and he feels bad for that, and it's just part of it, right? He was going for the win and going for broke. We have nothing to lose, really. And unfortunately, you know, riding on the ragged edge and crashed. So, but he's worked his little fingers to the bone, had some other things going on. He rode up to Ohio. We literally got back from the Mountaineer Saturday or Sunday morning at 4:30 in the morning. He didn't even go to bed. He went straight out to the shop, unloaded the stuff, washed his ATV. Obviously, we got a list together of parts and pieces that he needed, washed his gear, and then he prepped the YFZ 450 and the other Renegade and loaded everything up, and then turned around and drove right back to Ohio to hang out up there and do a local race. I think it was the Gncc something or another. I can't remember exactly the name of the series. Mr. Wilson is the one that runs that series up there. And then on Sunday they went and did the fast tracks thing for all the veterans and all that stuff. But and then he hightailed right back the following Monday. So then we've been working on he's been working on the ATV. So Brandon puts in a lot of effort, and sometimes the results don't show it, but he's been working really, really hard. His riding right now, I think, is some of the best I've seen, or the best we've had it. The shocks that are on that ATV, he's been swapping them from this ATV to the other ATV because he's in love with those shocks. Changed a few things on spring rates and a little bit of the valving, and then also the links on them, and it really woke everything up. And he's really, really comfortable the way the quad handles and turns and rides and that kind of stuff. So anyway, just want to let you guys know, well, we're working. The results don't show it, but we are definitely getting after it, and we're ready to do these last 2 rounds of GNCC, and then we're probably going to do a lot of the local stuff. Florida Trail Riders is starting this weekend, which is our local series here in Florida. I think he's planning on doing some more stuff in Ohio, maybe even an Indiana race possibly, before they all wrap up. I'm not sure. You know, it's all about scheduling and that kind of stuff. So, but he's 100%, you know, getting after it right now. We just don't have the dang results to show it, but we're working really hard. It actually has rained a little bit down here. You can see, so Brandon hasn't ridden out here in a while, but you can see where he just took off there. It's not as sandy as it was. He's getting ready to come over here, so I'm gonna sort of stand right here. I'm not gonna stand up underneath that tree. That's where he dusted me at, but I'll stand right here. And it's getting close to getting dark. The sun has went down over there. He's merely just trying to shake this thing down, and you got to pull it all back apart and clean it and prep it for the John Penton.
Feels so good.
The shocks are good. All right, so Brandon's got it all rinsed up and washed, and he'll have to get the quad basically all prepped. As you can see, it has gotten dark on us, but Brandon, it actually didn't run bad. You only did a couple laps out there. I didn't get any footage or whatever, but you were only out there just to shake things down, make sure we didn't have nothing.
Yeah, we were out there just
goofy.
to make sure we did everything correct, which we know we did, but we just wanted to make sure the bike was correct, because obviously taking a big hit like that in the front end, not a good thing. So we had to go to the ECU and with the bud system and change a few things there, and make sure the steering was straight, tow it, align it, the whole 9 yards, doing all that. So then we wanted to give it a shakedown, make sure everything's good. So tomorrow what I'll do is put the skid plate on it, and pretty much that's it. We already did the new belt, new air filter. We just wanted to do the 2 laps, and yeah, it actually rode really well. I'm very happy with it. This bike, ever since we've gotten it done after break, after the suspension work we've done, I don't know, it's one of the best bikes I've ridden in a long time, it feels like. And the bike just, it goes where I want it to go, I'll tell you that. It feels really, really good. It makes me feel confident going into this weekend.
Weekend, we're going to we're not going to St. Clairsville. Good night.
Nope.
We are going to Millfield, Ohio, which is the John Penton, and unfortunately John Penton passed away earlier, so we'll be doing some memorials, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But you actually won this place last year, and it was a little muddy. I remember showing up there on Saturday, and the place was so wet that we didn't even get out of the rent-a-car. Actually, last year we flew it.
Terrible.
It was terrible. But the race turned out to be really nice.
The whole pit area, I remember everybody was complaining because it sucked. It was so muddy. It rained pretty much all day Friday, from what I remember. But the racetrack itself was actually not bad at all. Right. It was a little muddy in a few spots, obviously, but it wasn't nearly as bad as what the parking area looked like. I remember everybody was worried about it. And we went to the race, and it was like, shoot, we shouldn't even put on hand guards. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, supposedly they got a little bit of rain today, a little bit of rain tomorrow from what I've heard. And should be good track conditions from what I've been told. I heard it was dusty, and the rain's supposed to be perfect. So I'm excited.
Yeah, so essentially we've been, I guess it's been real dusty. You've been up there a little bit, so you can certainly tell that it's been dusty. You've been
actually,
about an hour away.
The locals that have been up there, it was raining the week I was up there, so all the locals and everything that I ran was muddy. So, but from what I know from last weekend to this weekend, it was supposed to dry up quite a bit. They haven't got a lot of rain, I guess, up there. So supposedly they got some rain today and some rain tomorrow, like I just said, and it should be good.
Yep. And then, so what's the goal this weekend?
Go win. That's always the goal. The goal is just to go win, go finish the race, and have fun.
All right, so let's tighten it up, Brandon. So we're basically, you're going to let the quad drain a little bit. Got to put the skid plate on there, just like he said. Nut and bolt everything. Mud plugs. Yeah. So get it all ready.
Close.
Yeah, it's really, really close. So excited to be going racing again. We've been a couple weekends off. You've actually enjoyed yourself a little bit, had some time off.
The past 2 weeks, I really haven't done nothing. I mean, I obviously I did the locals, but I came back from the locals and really just hung out. Had a great time. Me and Chloe Harper hung out for a week or so, and we had a great time.
And did some haunted houses. I remember we did some haunted houses last weekend.
We went to Orlando for a little bit. We did all kinds of sightseeing in Florida.
All right, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to try to throw something together for you guys, and next time we see you, we will be at Millfield, Ohio. Going to have the GoPro on the front. I'm not sure about the back. We put the GoPro on the back, Brandon. Well, that race was dusty too, so couldn't really see anything, so I didn't include any of that. I still got to take the mount off the back where when Brandon crashed, it did break the mount here, so I'm probably going to remove that. I think I may end up putting one of the cameras on the back and then doing some of the sideline with my cell phone. I don't know. So as always, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch up with you at Millfield.